Hey guys, I've had a lot of people ask me what is like a good way or the best way to make flour in the game, and so I thought I would use this combo maker spreadsheet that I made a video on a few days ago to kind of go through some potential strategies that you could use to try and make flour. So I came up with a few different ideas, and they're ones that I'm sure you guys have known about, like wood, crops, fruit, iron, like a bunch of different things that you could focus on and get skills for, and buy NFTs for, and try and see how much you can make and how much it'll cost you for various different strategies. So this might be a bit longer video. I'll have timestamps in the description and along the video that you can go to like the different categories for. So I'm going to be using this site or this spreadsheet, as well as this site will probably be enough because it has the boost categorized. I was going to use SFL World, but this site is actually probably enough on its own. So we'll start with wood. So first thing we'll do is we'll change the value of coins. So the value of coins is like just over 1100 right now, so we'll put it at 1100 just for the sake of this video. And as you'll notice, when I change that, the profit of coins goes up. So it's 0.88 after I changed it. If I switch it back to 320, you'll like be losing coins. So just by default, if you're using the 1100 coin to flour ratio, it's profitable for wood. So like without any sort of investment, you're making profit on wood. So that's good to know. So next we'll turn on some skills. We'll turn on Lumberjack's Extra. We'll turn on Tree Charge. We'll turn on Tough Tree. We'll turn on Feller's Discount. We'll turn on Tree Turnaround. Now you're making 5 flour per day. The problem with this is you aren't really chopping wood 24 hours a day. We'll put this to like 15 hours. Okay, now you're down to 3, but that's still pretty good. And then we could start grabbing some NFTs. So we can go to the wood and mining section. So this is obviously going to change, like, depending on how much you want to spend. Like, we're not going to say we have Foreman Beaver, because then the profit is just like infinite basically, but you have to spend a ton. So we'll say you have Apprentice Beaver, which is expensive but very strong. We'll say you have the squirrel thing that you can craft. We won't see a volcano gnome because we'll pretend like we're at like the end of desert. We'll pretend we're at the end of desert for all of these. So we're at 8.5. That's after getting the skills and grabbing the squirrel, Apprentice Beaver, and then we could grab Wood Nymph Wendy and Tiki Totem. And we're up to almost 11. I don't know if there's anything else here. I think that's it. So you might not buy Wood Nymph Wendy because it's pretty expensive. It's up to $220. And you can make about 9.3 flour per day. Or like I said, you could grab Wendy, and then you're up to $350, and you're making just under 11 wood per day. That's one strategy. That's not bad. Like, wood is pretty good just because coins are so cheap right now. Another one we can do is crops. So for crops, this is a little different because there's so many different kinds of crops. So we'll uncheck these skills here. We'll get rid of these boosts, and we'll do crops. We'll do a crop that has like a lot of boosts. So we're in spring. I think we'll do like carrots, or maybe we'll do. The problem with carrots is that you can't plant them all day. So let's go. Let's try a couple different kinds of crops. So maybe we'll do like a medium crop strategy. We'll grab some medium/basic crop strategy. We'll do medium and basic crops. We'll grab Scary Mike. We'll make sure we indicate we have Scary Mike here. And then we'll grab, this doesn't work. I would grab Chonky Scarecrow, but it doesn't really do anything. And we would still need to spend another point to get here. So we'll just grab, okay, grab this, and then we'll just grab that to get the extra point. And we'll grab Hector Farms. And we're up to... Okay, once again, we aren't going to be planting medium and basic crops 24 hours a day, so we'll say 15 hours a day. I guess, okay, so this indicates how many gems you would have to spend. Okay, so let's grab some NFTs for this. So we'll grab Easter Bunny, we'll grab Pablo, we'll grab lab-grown carrot, which you can get from the potion house in the woodlands. Let's control F, carrot. Wearables, carrot amulet. We're up to 8.5 after for 15 hours. You see this gem spent went up because the time went down. What else do we have? There's obviously some good generic ones. Nancy's good. Or no, let's grab Scarecrow. Scarecrow is such a good NFT. We'll grab Lunar Calendar. Now we're up to 12 flour per day. The problem is I wouldn't want to be restocking this much. So let's do some basic math. There's 200 seeds per restock, and you could do about 3 plants per. So that's an hour and a half. So if we did, let's try grabbing some cabbage NFTs too. So cabbage boy, cabbage girl. I guess that's it. Those are the only two. Cabbage are at 9.2. You could do like sunflowers and rhubarb at the same time. It obviously depends on what season you're in. But you'd have to be restocking a few times a day. Like that's the downside of like a strategy for crops, is that either you'd have to be doing like a bunch of different crops, or you'd have to be like restocking. But gems are pretty cheap, and depending on which pack of gems you're buying, if you're buying like the $100 pack, the value of a gem is 0.00645. So if you're just doing carrots, for example, can I do it here? Equals 0.00625 times 126. Is that what it was? 0.00645. So it's about 80 cents per day you'd be spending on restocks for if you were just doing carrots for 15 hours, and you'd be making 12 flour. So I assume this is not factoring in the cost of gems spent if it's talking about profit. Actually, okay, I could probably change this. It was 12.2. It's still 12.2. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't factor in the cost of gems. So you'd be making 12 flour profit per day, which at the current price is what's the current price of flour? So it's like 0.18 equals 0.1831 times 12.2. So you'd be making about $2.23 per day from carrots, but you'd be spending 81 cents on restock. So you'd be making about $1.50, give or take. That's that strategy. You could obviously do your sunflowers at the same time and make a bunch of profit with that as well. If I grab sunflower, if I grab some sunflower boosts, and grab sunflower amulet. There aren't that many. I mean, you could grab stellar sunflower, but it's pretty expensive, and sunflower shield, but that's definitely not worth it. Obviously, you wouldn't be making 47 per day unless you're restocking a ton. But if you're like planting them every time you restock your carrots, so which is like 6 times instead of however many this is, like 60 times or something, you could be making a bit more from that. That's another strategy. And then we'll go on to fruit. We will uncheck these skills here. Okay, yeah, and I guess the cost for the NFTs for this was for cabbage, carrots, and sunflowers. So if I uncheck the like cabbage ones, we're down to $150. Yeah, that's not bad. And then like you could be planting every kind of crop with that. Okay, so we'll do the fruit ones now. 0. Okay. We'll go to the fruit ones. So we'll say you have Immortal Pear, Macaw, which is just the craftable ones. And in general, I would say either lemons or tomatoes are the best right now. So we'll focus on one of those. We'll decide which one we want here. If we do the lemons, we would grab these and this. One's pretty expensive, but... Or you could do the Cannonball, Tomato Clown, Tomato Bombard. Another one? Tomato. Okay, so there's 4 boosts for lemons, but only 3 boosts for tomatoes. The tomato ones are a lot cheaper, so let's say we do the tomato ones instead, actually. What else can we grab, though? We can grab Camel Onesie. I think that's it. Fruit. Yeah, okay. That's it. Actually, I guess we should have checked how much we were making without any NFTs. We haven't grabbed the skills yet either, right? Yeah, okay. Let's check, okay, tomatoes. Tomatoes you're making... Interesting that they have the coins and flour here. But you're making 0.7 flour per day without any skills or NFTs. So let's grab Fruitful Fumble, Double Macaw's Effect. We'll just indicate we have Macaw now, so that's working. Reduce growth time. We're just focusing on tomatoes. Maybe we grab Crime Fruit as well. Grabbing Crime Fruit should reduce the amount of gems we have to use here. So it's 23 to 16, yeah. So we'll do that. And then we'll do Generous Orchard and Zesty Vibes. So we're up to 2.3 flour per day. That's pretty good, without any NFTs, except for Macaw, which we craft. Immortal Pear should reduce the amount of gems we have to spend as well, right? 13 there, yeah. And then, yeah, like, okay, so we grab Cannonball, Tomato Clown, Tomato Bombard, and Camel Onesie. We're up to 9.4 flour per day. That's actually not bad. That's more than I thought it would be. And you have to spend, like, this is, like, comparable to how much you were making with the carrots. And you have to spend way fewer gems. But I'm guessing that these NFTs were more expensive. Yeah, $316. Let's compare this to lemons. Let's change the season here to what, summer? Okay, so it's 1.6, but that's without any boosts. We'll grab the boost for lemons. And this is it really 3.5? That's way lower. Okay, yeah, tomatoes are the way to go. Right now, at least. Because the lemon ones are also more expensive. Yeah, so I would go with lemons right now. Or, I mean, sorry, tomatoes right now. This is 15 hours a day, but yeah, I mean, I guess lemons are so short. It's basically, you can't really plant them overnight, so yeah, there's tomatoes. What's next? Next we have iron. So we will go and remove these NFTs. And we will get rid of these skills. Okay, so let's check out minerals. So it's usually better. So we're going to do whatever's best in terms of buying stone. I believe buying stone is better. So yeah, buying stone makes it go up to 1.7 for iron. Or wait. No, we're looking at this one. We're looking at stone pickaxes, which mines iron. So yeah, we're buying stone. We aren't buying wood. We're buying stone. And then let's grab some skills. We grab the iron skill. The other one doesn't really matter because we need to spend points to get to the next tier. We'll reduce iron time. And then once again for this, oh no, actually this does matter. We'll grab that. And then we'll grab +1 iron, -0.5 stone. Doesn't matter though, because we're buying stone. We aren't like mining the stone ourselves. So yeah, we're up to 1.8, and that's without any boosts. We'll come over here to the mining section. We will grab... We're gonna assume we're on Desert Island, so we won't have Volcano Gnome. You could grab Emerald Turtle, but this is a super expensive NFT, and I would only grab this. I mean, I wouldn't grab it at all, but I would only do it if you're doing gold. We'll grab Rocky the Mole. Could grab Iron Idol, but it's incredibly expensive. Is this the only... Are those the only ones? Yeah, I mean, you aren't making a ton from this. You're making 3.2, but the boosts you have to buy are only $65. There's that. Less upside, but less downside. But yeah, anyways, it's about 3 flour per day from mining iron. If you're buying the stone and like chopping the wood yourself with no boost. If you're buying everything, if you're buying the wood and stone, it's about just under 3 flour per day. So that's that. It's not, like I said, it's not as good high end. Like there's not as much upside. You aren't gonna make a ton of flour, but you also have to buy 1 NFT. So then we can do flowers and honey. Flowers and honey is a little different. Do they actually have flowers and honey in here? Might not even have it because it's not as easy to calculate profits with flour and honey. No, it doesn't even look like they have it, so I'll just like let you know how it works. Do they even have the NFTs in here? Honey. Okay, yeah. So you could grab Queen Bee, which makes your honey go twice as quickly. Then you can grab some of these cheaper boosts, like Chicory is super cheap, Desert Rose is super cheap, Butterfly is craftable, Hummingbird is super expensive, I would avoid that. Flower Fox is good. You can grab King of Bears, grab Bee Suit, Beekeeper Hat. I don't know why they don't have the price for Honeycomb Shield, but you could grab that, it's pretty expensive. Hornet Mask is good, but it's not honey or flower profit, it's crop profit. And you could reduce the amount of time it takes for your beehives to fill up, so you're getting a lot of honey every day. And then you can be selling the flowers to other players in the limited tab, as well as gifting the flowers to NPCs for keys, which is RNG, but you can get some good stuff from the keys. So we aren't going to be able to put a price on it or anything. It definitely won't be the highest profit, I don't think, but there's also like no real cost involved in terms of mining or like making pickaxes. There's like nothing involved in that, or like the coins are very small amount that you need. So you could buy some NFTs for it, but you don't have to. You could just grab the skills. Where are the skills for bees and honey? Like you grab +1 honey, reduce flower growth time, increase relationship when gifting flowers. That means that you would have to gift less flowers to get the keys from the NPCs. Increased chance of flowers, reduce growth time of flowers, make all your flowers grow instantly. Like, yeah, you could grab all these skills and you'd be making profit immediately. You wouldn't have to buy any NFTs for it. You could, obviously, but you wouldn't have to. Like, if you grabbed Flower Fox, Craft this, Chicory, Desert Rose, King of Bears. I would avoid Queen Bee just because it's so expensive. Grab Beekeeper. Actually, yeah, you can grab Beekeeper Hat, Bee Suit. Honeycomb Shield is probably pretty expensive. Maybe it's not here because it's Honey Combo instead of Honeycomb. I'm pretty sure it's Honeycomb. Yeah. I'll try and remember to tell the owner of the spreadsheet that there's a typo there. But yeah, so you grab those NFTs, it's like $90. Like I said, these ones are pretty expensive. You could grab them obviously if you want, but... Okay, and then next we have Greenhouse. So Greenhouse is one people ask about a lot as well. So we'll go through all the different options here: grapes, rice, and olives. So we will find the greenhouse skills. Okay. So use this as reference. 0.6, negative 0.6, negative 0.3, negative 0.7. We'll start grabbing. We'll do the first one first. What was the first one? We'll do grapes first. So could grab minus cost and seed, but coins are so cheap that I don't know if it's worth it. Reduce grape growth time. I guess you have to grab something here, so we might as well do it for the purpose of this. And then a lot of these tier 3 skills are pretty good, so plus 25% chance of +1, minus oil cost, and you could grab this one, but we'll just grab those for now. So we're already making profit. Just with those skills, we're already making profit. Then we can grab some NFTs. Where are the greenhouse NFTs? We can grab Grape Granny, Vinny, and Grape Pants. And then we're making 5 flour per day. That's with $185. Okay, and then we'll do the rice, which is next. Grab rice. Obviously, you can grab Turbo Sprout and Pharaoh Gnome as well, but they're crazy expensive. And we'll change these skills up here. We'll grab Reduce Rice Time. I guess that's the only one we really have to change. And you're making 2 flour per day. So the grapes was actually better, but the thing about rice and the olives is that they count as like regular crops. So for example, if you grab Scarecrow, this profit's going to go up. There's other things you can grab, obviously. Lunar Calendar, 3.1. What else do we have? Green Amulet is obviously a good one, but pretty expensive. Anyways, you have an idea for that. Grapes is probably honestly the best one, because I believe like the profit was about the same, right? And you had to grab less NFTs. Where are we? It's 3.1 versus... Leave those there. $4.9. Yeah, so grapes is probably honestly the way to go, unless you have like a bunch of different NFTs like Green Amulet and Scarecrow and a lot of the other ones. So we'll try this for olives now, even though it's probably going to be basically the same result. Olive. I guess those are the only two. Yeah, 1.6. So yeah, I think grapes is the way to go, unless you have like here, let's see how it changes if I put on like Green Amulet. Yeah, 3. Actually, it's still lower than grapes was. Yeah, grapes is the way to go if you're gonna focus on greenhouse, to be honest. Okay, and then we have cows and chicken. So I kind of did this in the other video where I was talking about this spreadsheet in general, but I did miss one thing, and that was turning on, I was on combo tab, it was turning on these petting tools. We'll turn on using mixed grains. So let's start with chickens. I didn't really do chickens in the last one. All these other skills. Animals. Okay, so let's get a baseline for animals. Are chickens actually profitable by default? That's surprising to me. Okay, so we will turn on some skills. Use efficient feeding, animal sleep time, fill bale economy, and grab extra feathers, even though it's not a lot. Abundant harvest. And you can grab this increased animal experience from animal affection tools, which is actually decent for chickens, to be honest, because they don't need that much experience, so it's like a larger percentage. Around chonky feed and clucky grazing. And just with that, you can make, if all your chickens are level 15, you can make 5 flour per day. Actually, this is too many chickens though. 25 chickens. I don't know why that's the default. The default should be 20. That's with a level 3 hen house. Then we could grab some NFTs for this. So there's actually some good chicken NFTs and some cheap ones too. Around speed chicken, fat chicken, rich chicken, undead rooster, ayam samani, el pollo veloz. I could turn on alien chicken. Even, I mean, I 0.1 feathers is like nothing, but you can grab it. What else we got? Is that it for chickens? Oh, I guess you grab some of these other ones, but I don't know. $33 for +1 feathers, like, I mean, I guess technically it's better than alien chicken. Is that it? That might be it. You could obviously grab like chicken coop if you're getting more expensive. Pluckulator. Oh wait, we need bale. Bale's crafted. We definitely need that. Yeah, you're like golden egg. Like you aren't gonna. If you're grabbing golden egg, you probably aren't looking at this video. Wait, did this go down? Or did it only go down because I grabbed that? 3.8. What was it before? $3.2. Okay, it doesn't go up a lot with the boost. So you could grab some of the cheaper ones. Like I wouldn't grab chicken suit because that's not going to change it at all. Like watch, it's 3.574. 3.7. Like it went up 0.1 per day. But yeah, I mean, it looks like chickens are profitable regardless. Okay, we'll look at cows now. I didn't turn on the bale there, but whatever. Get the idea. Leave the bale on though. And we will change our skills because that does matter for cow smart nutrition. That will change a lot. You could also grab bountiful bounties, which increases the coins from animals, which is pretty important. So where are we at with animals? Cows. Okay, so it looks like we're almost profitable with just the skills. And grab some NFTs as well. So longhorn cowfish is good. We're almost profitable now. How much did that change? 1.6. 3.5. Actually, we'll also change the amount of cows we have. 20 cows. Longhorn cowfish. Could grab mammoth, but this depends on your sleep schedule. Once you're profitable, Barn Blueprint is very good. You could grab Milk Apron. Pretty expensive, but it'll like make you profitable. Oh, I know why the chickens were profitable is because it factors in the petting hands, these equipments now, and chickens don't really need that much experience. So this is a large portion of how much you're like feeding your chickens. Whereas like it's not as big of a portion for cows because like if you see how much experience chickens need, it's like there's like not that much experience. It's very small amounts, whereas cows is like 600. So if you turn off those skills, like these numbers I'm guessing are impacted by the skills. So like 183. I'll turn these off. Yeah, 320. So actually, does it reduce them for... How does it reduce these? So 320. Okay, do some math here. Equals 320 minus 183.5. Why is it reducing it by so much? Oh, maybe it's because you pet them multiple times throughout. You usually pet them twice. So it's like, okay, yeah. So it's probably like doing the math on like what the percentages of getting these different ones is, and then like multiplying it by 2. But yeah, so that's why they're profitable, because like so much of the experience that you're going to need to level them up is just coming from petting them. So they're almost free to level up. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, chickens are basically profitable without any NFTs. The NFTs help a bit, and then yeah, cows. Like cows have like some really good items. Like this is only 192, but you could also grab like Infernal Bullwhip, which like is gonna make it way more profitable, but it's a super expensive boost. Or obviously like Golden Cow, which is even more expensive. I don't even know, is it here? Yeah, there's not even a price on it because no one's selling it right now. Grab Cowbell Necklace, which will increase the profit a lot too. Like if you're grabbing Cowbell Necklace with Infernal Bullwhip, for example, you're up to 20 flour per day. Like the thing about cows is that like they're pretty expensive, but they have a really high ceiling if you're gonna get a lot of the good boosts. But it's not for most players. Anyways, those are basically it for like the main things, the main ways I can think of making profit. Wood is pretty good. We saw that. Fruit is actually pretty good, which is surprising to me, especially if you go like tomatoes. But the problem with tomatoes is you could only plant them in certain seasons. You can't plant them like every season, so that one doesn't really work. You'd have to do like multiple fruit. You have to do one of the fruit that's available in the other seasons where tomatoes aren't available. So tomatoes are available in spring and autumn. So you have to do lemons in summer and winter, or like one of the other fruit, but there's no other common fruit between the two. So yeah, fruit was actually pretty good. Wood was good. Greenhouse is good if you go for grapes. It seems like chickens are not bad if you go for a lot of the animal petting stuff. It's almost free by default. But like part of it is you're gonna have to also heal your chickens or like use medicine on them, which isn't factored in. But then there's also the bounties, which will offset it a bit more. Yeah, cows are good if you're gonna spend a lot. Iron is okay. It's not super expensive to do, but it's pretty cheap to get going. Like I said, you only had to buy one boost for it. Crops are okay too. Crops are good too, but it requires a lot more dedication. Like you're gonna have to be a lot more active, and you're probably either gonna have to be restocking a lot, or you're gonna have to like get boosts for a lot of different crops, like sunflowers as well as like carrots and cabbage or something like that. You'd either have to be respecking a lot or restocking a lot, or you'd have to do a few different crops. And then yeah, flowers, honey, I couldn't really do because the spreadsheet isn't really set up for it, and the math for it is a bit more complicated. It's not as straightforward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're still here, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And if you have any ideas of ways to make flour that I didn't think of, leave them in the comments below. And maybe I'll do a different video about that one. But yeah, that's it for now. Have a good day. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. It would help me out a lot. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Have a good day, guys.